Of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here at Pro Kart Raceland in Germany. So for the final time, here's a grid order for you, and it's one of gargantuan proportions. Martin Henkel-Mortensen and Piotr Wyźnicki on the front row, ahead of Peter Bezel and Jan Schwitter. Daniel Mahacek and Jan Malacek round out the top six, ahead of Villelainen and Zendahua on row 4. Johan Andersson and Marcel Steinert round out the top 10, ahead of Matthias Lund with points leader Sławomir Morański in DD2 on the 6th row, ahead of Roberto Pajewski and Tommy Helfinger, row 7. Manuel Tenchert, a further point behind Morański, starts in 15th on the inside of row 8 alongside Germany's Michael Becker in the 504. William van der Kaj and Dalian Oberheuter complete row 9, ahead of Geza Fodor, Marius Rauer, Patrick Weinstock, Konrad Bayer, Ragnar Virus, Cosimo Citignola, Christoph Adams, with Max Fleischmann starting all the way down alongside the Belgian on the on 26 on row 13, with the 14 rows being completed. And I'm just keeping my eye out, and yes, he is back for action. It's going to be Dionysis Livridis from Greece ahead of Rinaldo Gremiga. So your top 10 is Henkel-Mortensen, Wyźnicki alongside on the front row, Bezel and Schwitter row 2, Mahacek and Malacek row 3, Villelainen and Dahua row 4, with Andersson and Steiner. That is the top 10. It's time to start our last race of the day. 6 months, 4 different countries across Europe, and now it all comes down to one title to be decided. So Martin Henkel-Mortensen, who I spoke to on the grid a few moments ago, he's just keeping calm, just focusing in like he does for every single race. And he's now controlling the pace with Piotr Wyźnicki. So, red lights on the starting gantry, Rotax engines roaring to life for DD2 and DD2+Masters. And it looks like Wyźnicki's lost out to 4th place as well, with Jan Schwitter went past also. Peter Bezel got the whole shot too, but yes, he's in 4th at the moment. A bit of tussling behind with Mahacek involved. So the whole field has made it through the first 7 corners of the very first lap. 13 minutes, 30 seconds to go on the last race of the 2018 racing season here in Rotax Max Euro Trophy. As more moves up and down the field, looks like there's been a change for position. Looks like Mahacek has lost out to the 415 of Malacek. So we come to complete lap number 1. Martin Henkel-Mortensen leads from Peter Bezel in 2nd, Schwitter in 3rd, Wyźnicki down to 4th, Malacek now into 5th position ahead of Daniel Mahacek. As the looks like the top 11 drivers have, oh, there's a bit of bump from behind. Looks to be that Morański hit the back bumper of Steiner ever so slightly there, trying to brake quite late going into turn 6. But at the moment, he is still leading the DD2+Masters at the moment. So top 15 at the moment overall. Henkel-Mortensen leads from Bezel, Schwitter, Wyźnicki, Malacek, Mahacek, Deru, Andersson, Villelainen, Steinert, Morański, Helfinger, Tenchert, Lund and Oberheuter. With Morański leading in the DD2+Masters, as Manuel Tenchert's just lost out to Matthias Lund for what is 13th position, but it doesn't affect him at the moment in terms of the standings. So at the moment, with the way things were, if they were to finish right now, Sławomir Morański would become the DD2+Masters champion by just 10 points. But we still have plenty of this race remaining here at Wackersdorf. We're now into the 3rd minute of action here at Pro Kart Raceland. as Dionysius Liveris is absolutely scything his way through the field. He's now up into 22nd position, is the Greek. And he's making some more changes as well. Oh, one cart's hit the back of another coming out of turn 12. So, a big collision there. Both carts starting to rejoin. And, well, so that was Marius Rauer that was involved there. And the driver that was also involved, just trying to keep an eye into my line of sight, looks to be that's the 418 of Cosimo Citignola. So the pair clashed coming out of turn 12. As Maxi Fleischmann's also trying to make moves on other people, and that includes Becker in the 504. So the German is clearly trying to make his way through the field. I spoke to him earlier on today, and he said that his motor just gave out on him, which caused him to retire from the very first final as Martin Henkel-Modersohn extends his gap to Peter Bezel, who's got Malacek right on his heels going through into turn 3. So Jan Malacek really is showing a good turn of pace, as is the very consistent Swiss driver in the form of Jan Schwitter. Zenderut now up into 5th position. So, could we call Senior Max driver number 288 to the stewards, please? 288 to the stewards immediately. Thank you. And the driver in question is Jusso Pantila. Jusso Pantila, can you make your way to the stewards immediately? 9 minutes 55 seconds on the clock. Still have plenty of things happening in this race. And Maxi Fleischmann started from 26. He's now up into the points. Oh, and there was a near enough coming together with Wisnicki getting involved, but it looks like Wisnicki might lose out another place to Jan Schwitter, who's down in 6th position. Some great battling up and down the field. Looks like we've got... Hang on a minute. I'm just keeping my eyes out here because Martin Henkel-Modersohn leads. Second place looks to be Jan Malacek, and with him is Peter Bezel. Zenderut now up into 4th position past Piotr Wisnicki. And Daniel Malacek is trying to make a resurgence here. He's down in 9th position at the minute. As the leader comes across the start-finish line to start another lap and extends the gap to nearly 1.5 seconds. Just effortlessly on cruise control is Denmark's Martin Henkel-Modersohn in the 424. He's just going to absolutely do this in style. He's won the first final. He's on course for doing the other one as Citignola parks it. So Citignola pits, and it looks to be that the number 418 will have unfortunately have his weekend come to an abrupt conclusion, as there's more battling up and down the order. Zenderut is still trying to chase down the likes of Malacek and Bezel. And in terms of where we are with regards to the... well, Moransky is not leading DD2+Masters at the moment, but you know what? There's going to be someone very close on his heels. It's just 5 points between Tenchat and Moransky for the DD2+Masters title here. And they are pretty much with each other. That's going to be very, very close and very, very adrenaline filled between Manuel Tenchat in 14th behind Slavomir Moransky. Pajewski now back up into 21st position. Henkel-Modersohn continues to lead. He's then got a further 1.9 seconds between himself and Jan Malacek, who's still fending off Peter Bezel for second position. As the gap now is 1.9 seconds, well, nearly 2 seconds in fact. Zenderut is trying to catch Peter Bezel, but is about 0.5 of a second slower than the driver in front, but is going to probably, hopefully, close up pretty soon. So, Henkel-Modersohn continues to lead. A little bit further down the order, I've just noticed Marcel Steinert. 6 minutes 50 on the clock, plus 1 additional lap. Here to go in the last race of the 2018 racing season. for the Rotax Max Euro Trophy. Citignola has officially retired and is now 2 laps down on everybody. Maxi Fleischmann now up into 14th position. So 6 minutes 19 plus an additional lap to go here in the DD2 and the DD2+Masters, last race of the year, and it's an absolute, and I've just been informed, can I have drivers 288 Jusso Pantala and 294 Mick Knowlton please report to the stewards immediately. That's Jusso Pantala 288 and Mick Knowlton 294 to the stewards immediately, please. Martin Henkel-Morrison is just going away like it's going out of fashion here. He's coming around turn 13 and 14 to complete another lap and has put in consistent 49.3 lap times. He's done a 49.3 on lap 10. That's incredible pace. He's just going out there, seeing out the season in style as the 424 from Denmark. Malacek and Bezel still fighting over second position at the moment. Vililainen now up into 4th place ahead of Wisnicki, De Roer, Schwitter, Mahacek, Helfinger still leading DD2+Masters, but Moransky has got 2 places. Well, he's got a bit of gap between himself because Dionysis Lividis started on the last row of the grid in 27th. The Greek is now up into 15th place. He's in the points now as we come towards the last third of this race here in Wackersdorf. It's been a fantastic conclusion to what's been an exciting 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here in Wackersdorf. And as they come through the gantry, just look how quick they are. They are incredibly committed as they put the throttle down coming out of turn 14, and it's full throttle pretty much all the way through to turn number 3, that fast right-hand sweeper where they are pulling incredible G-forces and also a hell of a rate of knots there as well. 4 minutes and 28 on the clock. Martin Henkel-Morrison comes through turn 10, now heads down into turn 11, the penultimate hairpin on this course. And he's just keeping it calm, keeping it casual, just doing what he needs to do. And he said, well, I'm just going to go out there and race my heart out and wait until the checkered flag flies. And I tell you what, it's the way of how a champion signs off a season. 4 minutes plus an additional lap to go. And the gap now is nearly 3 seconds between Malacek in second, Henkel-Morrison leading the way. But watch out for Vililainen, as I think he's just trying to find his way past. Well, so Malacek is fighting tooth and nail with Peter Bezel. Well, no, Malacek's dropped them, and Vililainen has now got in front of Peter Bezel for 3rd position. So the Finn is also on a charge, he's on a march. Dionysis Lividis in the meantime has gone up into 13th place behind Max Fleischmann, who's in 12th. And in terms of the positions when it comes to the finishing order, Mahacek currently 8th, is on 8 points. Maxi Fleischmann is in 12th, which gives him 4 points. So Vililainen now up into 3rd position, having got past Peter Bezel. So running order at the moment with 2 minutes 46 on the clock plus an additional lap. It's Henkel-Morrison leading from Malacek, Vililainen, Bezel, Wisnicki, Schwitter, De Roer, Mahacek, Helfinger, Lund, Steinert, Fleischmann, Liveris, Andersson, Moransky, Tenschert, Verhus, Becker, Pejewski, Weinstock, Fodor, Gremiger, Adams, Van der Kaj, Oberheuter, Bayer and Rauer, rounding out the 27 that are still competing, with Cosimo Citignola, an unfortunate retirement around 8 laps to go on lap 6. But watch out as Vililainen is on the march, and he's gone up the inside of Malacek to take second, runs a bit wide. The 415 trying to go back past around the outside of turn number 5, that can't make it stick. Meanwhile, at the back part of that duo, it's the 437 of Bezel is still keeping in touch with him. He's about probably about half a second adrift. but it's closing on the gap. Meanwhile, Martin Henkel Mortensen has just over a minute and 45 to go here in Wackersdorf. Plus one additional lap amidst this fantastic Bavarian countryside, with the sun still beating down like it did when I came here on Thursday and Sunday. It's been great weather all the way through the weekend. Okay, yes, a little bit of frost here and there, but we've got 90 seconds to go, plus one lap, so in around just over 2 minutes time we conclude the racing action, and it is still going full throttle, full guns blazing right up until the checkered flag being waved. But it is calmness personified for our leader and DD2 champion Martin Henkel Mortensen. Meanwhile, the battle resumes in DD2 Masters, and I have to say that Christoph Adams won't be the title winner this year, but it is between Muransky and Tenshert, and it is going to be very, very close indeed. I'll make sure that I try and confirm who the DD2 Masters title winner is. Yes, yes, Oliver. He's just sort of fanned himself a little bit there with his hands. Yes, it is definitely hot in this commentary box, but it wasn't as hot in Austria, I can tell you that now. 37 on the clock to go. Martin Henkel Mortensen approaches the left-hander at turn 5. As behind him, Vililainen is in second position. Malacek, Basel, Wisnicki, Schwitter, De Hoor, Mahacek up into 8th place. Lund in 9th. Helfinger rounds out the top 10. And I cannot believe it, we have the last minute or so of racing action to finish what's been an incredible year for our inaugural season. So the time's going to expire this time around. I can't believe I'm saying this, Ollie. Final lap of the season here in Wackersdorf. 1,222 meters separates Martin Henkel Mortensen from a double here at Wackersdorf. Signing off in fine style. 3 titles over the last 4 years. 1 in Denmark, 1 in Germany, and now the European Trophy Series here in the Rotax Max Challenge. Ragnar Virus, in the meantime, has got past Muransky, who's still second in the DD2 classification in this final race of the season. But let's concentrate on the man streaking away from everyone else as the 5:06 of Helfinger. Well, that's changed things dramatically. Means that Slavomir Muransky will win DD2, but Martin Henkel Mortensen punches the air with the right hand, both hands off the steering wheel, heading into turns 2 and 3. He's concluded a fantastic championship run. So let's just keep an eye on DD2 Masters. Well, I need to ask a certain Mr. Victor Rosen very shortly who's going to be our DD2 Masters champion based on drop scores. But your winner of the last race of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy Championship is the DD2 overall champion, Martin Henkel Mortensen from Denmark. Ville Vililainen from Finland finishes in second, ahead of Jan Malacek, Peter Basel with Piotr Wisnicki rounding out the top 5. Then it was Switzerland's Jan Schwitter, and then Zenderu, Daniel Mahacek, Matthias Lund and Marcel Steinert, with Max Fleischmann securing enough points to be the second driver. Heading to Brazil in a couple of weeks' time as Max Fleischmann takes up the second golden ticket in offer for the DD2 class, finishing 11th overall in this race. Dionysius Liveris started 27th, finished 12th ahead of Johan Andersson, Ragnar Virus. I'm just waiting if that is going to be confirmed, but I think provisionally Slavomir Muransky is your 2018 DD2 Masters champion. Provisionally at the moment, we'll be checking the drop scores. Manuel Tenshert, a noble runner-up. Becker, Pajewski, Weinstock, Fodor, Adams, Gremiger, Van der Kaj, Oberreuter, Bayer and Rauer round off the 26 drivers that finish, with Helfinger finishing a lap down off the leaders, with Cosimo Citignola retiring 12 laps down.